There is a point on your body that works like a magnet for bad energy. And right now, it's probably open, absorbing the fatigue, anxiety, and weight of the people and places around you. That's why you feel drained for no reason. But what if I told you that with the simple piece of cotton and something you already have in your cabinet, you could seal this portal forever? This isn't a theory, it's an ancient technique, a secret kept by Thoth and the wise ones of ancient Egypt to shield the body against any kind of energetic attack. I'm going to show you exactly where this point is, why it's your biggest vulnerability, and how to activate this protective shield today using a method so simple it'll seem unbelievable. Stick with me, because what you're about to discover in the next few minutes could change the way you feel every single day. If you've ever felt drained for no reason, comment down below. I am the guardian of my energy. He who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakens. This wisdom about our power center is not a modern invention. It's carved into the ruins of the greatest civilizations that ever existed. Thousands of years ago, on the banks of the Nile River, a legendary figure walked among men, bringing knowledge that was said to come from the stars. His name was Thoth, the scribe of the gods, the master of wisdom. He taught that the human body was a miniature universe, a perfect reflection of the cosmos, and that just as galaxies revolve around a center, we too have a point from which all our strength flows. This knowledge didn't die in Egypt. It echoed through the centuries and across continents. In ancient Greece, in the most sacred place of the known world, the sanctuary of Delphi, there was a mysterious stone called omphalos. The word literally means navel. The Greeks believed that stone marked the navel of the world, the geographic and spiritual center of the planet. They weren't just being poetic. They understood that just as the earth had a center, every human being carried within them their own navel of the world. They saw the physical navel not as a simple scar, but as our point of origin, the axis that connects us to both the material and the spiritual world. This idea was so powerful that in ancient Mesopotamia, midwives practiced the art of reading a newborn's destiny through their umbilical cord. They believed that within that lifeline was the energy that connected the child not just to the mother, but to the very fabric of the universe, to their purpose and their journey. Think about it. Egyptians, Greeks, Mesopotamians, cultures separated by thousands of kilometers and centuries, all pointing to the same place on our body. All revering the navel as a sacred portal, a center of vital power. The question is, why was this perception lost? How did such a fundamental understanding of our health and spiritual protection become buried and turned into a mere anatomical detail, a meaningless scar? The answer is that this knowledge was too powerful. It gave people the key to their own energetic sovereignty, the ability to protect and heal themselves without relying on external systems. And a people who hold their own power are a people who cannot be controlled. The wisdom was fragmented, hidden in symbols and myths, waiting for someone to piece it together again. The ancients didn't just know where the portal was, they knew how it worked. The power portal and your greatest vulnerability. The secret the ancients kept is that the navel never stopped being an umbilical cord. Even after it's physically cut, it remains an energetic umbilical cord, connecting us to the world around us. Think of it as a vortex, a whirlpool of energy at the center of your being. When you are strong, balanced, and vibrating at a high frequency, This vortex spins outward, radiating your strength, your light, and your vitality into the world, creating a protective shield around you. But what happens when you're tired, stressed, afraid, or sad? What happens when your vital energy is low? The flow reverses. The vortex starts spinning inward. Your center of power, instead of radiating, begins to pull in. It becomes an energy vacuum, sucking in everything from the environment. Your boss's anger, a family member's anxiety, the collective sadness of the news, the dense energy of a hospital or a crowded shopping mall. All of it is absorbed directly into your core. That's why you walk into a place feeling fine and leave completely drained, with a headache, feeling heavy in your shoulders. You're not imagining things. Your portal was open, and without realizing it, you absorbed the energetic load of the environment. The pains that move around your body, the insomnia stealing your sleep, the digestion that feels stuck. All of these are symptoms of an overloaded energy system, intoxicated by energies that don't belong to you. The ancients didn't see this as a curse, but as a law of nature. They understood that survival wasn't just physical, but also energetic. Protecting the center was as essential as eating or drinking water. It was a matter of energetic hygiene. They knew that if they left this portal unprotected, they would constantly be leaking their own life force while being contaminated by external influences. It was a recipe for illness and imbalance. They developed practical, direct methods to seal this portal when needed. It wasn't about isolating from the world, but an act of sovereignty. It was like closing your front door to keep a storm from coming in. They knew that to interact with the world in a healthy way, they first had to make sure their internal space was safe and protected. It was pragmatic knowledge, born from direct observation of how energy works. And to understand the method they used, to understand how we can apply this wisdom today in a simple and effective way, we first need to dive into the language of one of the most sophisticated ancestral medicines on the planet. They gave a specific name to this point, a name that, on its own, reveals its sacred dimension and hidden power, a name that is the first clue to the solution we are seeking. While the Greeks saw the navel as the center of the world, traditional Chinese medicine, with its almost surgical precision, went even deeper. They didn't just map out a vast network of energy rivers, the meridians, but also identified their command points. And at the exact center of this network, in the middle of the navel, they found a point so unique and powerful that its name says it all. Shenque. Shen is one of the deepest words in Chinese thought, meaning spirit, divine consciousness, the enlightened mind. Ke refers to a gate of a palace or a watchtower. Shenque is therefore the gate of the spirit. This name is not a poetic metaphor, it's a literal description of its function. The Shenque is seen as the portal through which the Shen, our heavenly consciousness, anchors itself in the physical body. It is the address of your soul on the earthly plane. Think about the grandeur of that. The ancient Taoist masters didn't see the navel as a scar, but as the entry gate to the most sacred sanctuary of your being. Its central location is no accident, but a divine design, placing it as the command center of your entire vital energy matrix. What makes the Shenque different from any of the more than 360 acupuncture points is its prohibition to needles. Classical texts strictly forbid puncturing this spot, as it would be like stabbing the emperor's palace gate. a violent energetic act that could irreversibly disperse the life force. This point should not be invaded, but rather nourished, warmed, and protected. It does not respond to force, but to warmth and intention, revealing its sacred and receptive nature. Its connectivity is legendary. The Shenque is the only point that, according to classical texts, connects directly to the source of all meridians, the sea of energy. It is the root from which the 12 energy rivers that irrigate every cell, tissue, and organ emerge. It doesn't just communicate with the heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys. It is the point of origin from which the order to distribute energy is given. It is the silent conductor that orchestrates the symphony of your life force, ensuring harmony across the kingdom of your body. It is also here that our prenatal energy, Jing, is stored. Think of Jing as the wax of a candle. It is your finite reserve of vitality, the energetic inheritance from your ancestors. When this reserve is well guarded in the vault of the Shenque, the flame of your life, Qi, burns steadily and brightly, ensuring longevity and health. But when the gate of the Shenque is weak and open, this precious wax melts and leaks away, accelerating aging and leaving us vulnerable. This point is also the connection to what Taoists call embryonic breathing. In the womb, we didn't breathe through our lungs, but received vital force directly through the umbilical cord. The masters discovered that through meditation and focus on the Shenque, it is possible to reactivate this subtle form of breathing, absorbing energy, Qi, directly from the universe, not just from air and food. It is an advanced technique to recharge the vital battery without relying on external sources. Protecting the Shenque, therefore, is an act of deep wisdom. It is making sure that the palace of your soul is not invaded by energetic thieves. It is taking care of your ancestral inheritance so it doesn't run out before its time. It is keeping your command center safe so your whole system can function in harmony. The question is, if we can't use force, how do we protect such a sacred portal? How do you lock the gate of a palace that is, by its nature, pure energy? The answer the masters gave us is one of sublime genius. It doesn't involve creating mental shields which are exhausting and flawed, nor relying on external amulets. The most effective protection, the most impenetrable wall, doesn't come from the outside. It is generated from within. The answer lies in rekindling a flame that already exists within you. An inner fire, the Ming Men or fire of life, which when nourished and directed toward the Shenque, not only seals the gate, but transforms the palace into a fortress of light. This inner fire, when strengthened, warms, purifies, and energizes your entire system. It acts as a vigilant guardian at the gate of the Shenque, dissolving any cold, damp, or negative energy that tries to enter. It doesn't create a hard barrier, but a vibrational field so high and warm that low-frequency energies simply cannot get close. They are either repelled or transmuted. It is the perfect defense, active, intelligent, and self-regenerating. The inner fire that drives out the cold. To understand how to rekindle the flame of life, we need to dive into the elegant logic of Eastern medicine. For them, health is not a static state, but a constant dance between two primordial forces, yin and yang. Yang is the principle of the sky, day, heat, light, movement, and function. Yin is the principle of the earth, night, cold, darkness, rest, and substance. Most of the chronic issues that plague modern life, the fatigue that doesn't go away with sleep, slow digestion, foggy mind, low immunity, and internal cold, are diagnosed as a fundamental imbalance, an excess of yin, cold, or more commonly, a deficiency of yang, fire. This cold isn't just a matter of temperature. It's an energetic condition that makes the body sluggish, heavy, and stagnant. Imagine a river in winter. The water moves slowly, nearly freezing, and debris builds up along the banks. That's exactly what happens in a body with yang deficiency. Blood and energy, qi, don't circulate with strength. The metabolism slows, and toxins or dampness build up in the tissues, causing swelling, pain, and a sense of heaviness. The cold settles not only physically, but also emotionally, showing up as apathy, pessimism, fear, and lack of motivation. The desire to act and create simply freezes. The antidote to cold is warmth. The antidote to stagnation is movement. The solution to excess yin is to strengthen the yang. And what's the most direct and powerful way to do that? It's to bring warmth directly to the root of yang in the body, the main furnace that heats the entire system. This furnace is known as the Ming Men, the gate of vitality, located in the kidney area. However, the safest and most effective way to refuel the Ming Men is through its front portal, the Shenque, the residence of the spirit. Warming the Shenque is like placing high-quality firewood directly into the body's central furnace. When you apply specific therapeutic heat to the Shenque, you're not just warming the skin. You're initiating a chain reaction. That heat penetrates deeply, traveling through special energy channels that connect the navel directly to the Ming Men. The furnace is reignited. This renewed fire then spreads throughout the body, using the vast network of meridians like a central heating system. The organs most affected by cold, like the stomach and spleen, responsible for digestion, receive a surge of energy, improving their ability to transform food into pure energy. The kidneys, which house the Ming Men and store our vital essence, Jing, are deeply nourished and strengthened. This not only increases overall vitality, but also improves adrenal function, libido, and bone strength. Blood and qi circulation are powerfully stimulated, finally pushing warmth into the furthest extremities, warming the hands and feet that were always cold. It's a process of awakening our inner sun, which had been asleep under a fog of cold and dampness. By rekindling this flame in the center, you also exponentially strengthen the Wei Qi, the protective energy field that circulates on the body's surface. Wei Qi is our energetic immune system, our first line of defense against external invaders. Strong Yang and elite Ming Men keep the Wei Qi robust and alert, creating an impenetrable shield not only against viruses and bacteria, but also against what Chinese medicine calls perverse influences, like wind, cold, and more subtly, the negative emotional energies of others. But how do you generate this therapeutic heat in a way that truly penetrates and nourishes the Ming Men instead of just burning the skin? The ancients were masters of nature and knew that the heat from a hot water bottle is too superficial. They discovered that certain plants and substances, by their very vibrational nature, carried the pure essence of fire, yang energy in its most concentrated and intelligent form. And these allies of nature were what they used to create ingenious methods to warm the center of power. These substances don't just warm, they move. They can penetrate the meridians, break up energy and blood stagnation, and direct the heat exactly where it's needed most. It's intelligent heat, knowing where to go. It's the difference between using a generic space heater and having a central heating system that distributes warmth to every room in the house. The goal isn't just to warm, but to restore function and flow throughout the system. Applying these substances to the Shenque is a master strategy. The skin of the navel is thin, highly vascularized, and energetically the most porous on the body. It's the most direct absorption point into the meridian system. By placing these fire allies over the Shenque, the ancients ensured their yang essence was absorbed quickly and efficiently, going straight to the root of the problem without getting lost along the way. They knew that to dispel darkness, you don't fight it. You simply turn on the light. To chase away the cold, you don't struggle with it. You just light the fire. This principle of nourishing yang to dissolve yin is the foundation of the entire therapy. And the allies they chose for this task are the key to replicating this ancient wisdom today, safely and effectively in our own homes. The masters of antiquity were nature's alchemists. They knew that to combat internal cold, they needed allies that carried the vibrational signature of fire. They didn't choose these substances at random. They chose them for their ability to generate heat that penetrates, moves, and transforms. They sought plants that, in their very essence, were the personification of yang energy, the active and dynamic force of the universe. One of the most famous tools was moxibustion, where a stick made from an herb called mugwort was burned near the skin, without touching it. The radiant heat of mugwort has a unique frequency, capable of penetrating the meridians and deeply warming the system, expelling the cold and dampness that cause pain and stagnation. Roots like ginger, with its spicy flavor and ability to warm the body from the inside out, were turned into pastes or oils and applied directly to the navel. Spices like cinnamon, clove, and pepper, known worldwide for their warming properties, were also treasured ingredients. They understood that the energy of these plants, when applied to the Shenque, the most permeable and connected point on the body, was absorbed directly into our energy network. It was like placing high-quality firewood directly in the center of the fire, ensuring the flames rose high and strong, heating the entire system. But perhaps the most revered substance for its yang potency was camphor. Extracted from a majestic and sacred tree, camphor has a penetrating aroma and a unique ability to create a deep warmth that seems to reach the bones. It was considered a powerful remedy for dissolving energetic blockages and reviving the life force. The goal was always the same: to use the energy of fire contained in nature to rekindle the dormant fire within us. Today, finding these traditional preparations can be a challenge. Modern life has distanced us from nature's pharmacy. But here's the surprising part. The active ingredient of one of these ancient allies is hidden in an extremely common product that's probably sitting in your medicine cabinet right now. An ointment our grandmothers used, which contains camphor in its formula, one of the most powerful warming agents known. You don't need to go to a store for exotic products or import rare herbs. The key to performing this ancient protective ritual might be right at your fingertips, waiting to be used in a way you never imagined. This common product, when applied with the right intention to the right place, becomes a powerful tool for sealing your energy portal and rekindling your inner fire, just like the masters did. The simple ritual that blocks negative energy. Now that you understand the portal, Shenque, the principle of fire nourishing the yang and the allies from nature, let's bring all this knowledge together into a practical ritual, a nighttime alchemy that is both simple and deeply transformative. You will need 3 basic items: a small piece of natural cotton, a hypoallergenic adhesive tape, such as micropore, and your warming ointment. Vicks VapoRub is a surprisingly effective choice due to its camphor base, one of the most potent fire allies, but essential oils of ginger, cinnamon, or clove diluted in coconut oil are also excellent. The ideal time for this ritual is the hour of the rat in Chinese medicine between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., when yang energy begins to rise in the body. However, any time before bed is powerful, as the body enters its parasympathetic state, the repair mode, making it highly receptive. Prepare your space. Sit or lie down comfortably. Turn off distractions. This is not a mechanical act, it is a sacred meeting with your center. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, imagining that with each exhale you release the chaos of the day, and with each inhale you draw in the calm of the night. Now take a generous amount of the ointment, enough to saturate the cotton, transforming it into a small reservoir of yang energy. As you infuse it, focus your intention. Feel the warmth and the scent of the substance. Acknowledge it not as a simple product, but as a carrier of the essence of fire, an ally that came from the earth to help you reignite your inner flame. Energy follows intention. This small act of awareness already begins the alchemical process before the cotton even touches your skin. With full presence, place the saturated cotton directly on your navel, fully covering it. The skin of the Shenque is unique. It is thin and has no fat or muscle layer underneath, functioning as a direct membrane to the energy system. Feel the contact. Feel the gentle warmth starting to form. Now, the most important part, visualization. Imagine that you're not just placing cotton, but applying a golden seal, a miniature sun, over the gate to your inner palace. Use the adhesive tape to secure the cotton in place, firm but gentle. As you apply the tape, forming a protective X, reinforce your intention with a silent or whispered command. Words like, "I seal my center with light and warmth. I am safe, protected, and sovereign" are powerful. The vibration of your voice, even if subtle, anchors the intention in your physical body. Visualize the tape not just as adhesive, but as rays of light sealing every energetic gap, making your center impenetrable to any external influence. With the seal in place, rest your hands over your navel for a moment. Feel the warmth deepen. Now visualize the golden flame you lit beneath the cotton starting to pulse. See it growing, not as an aggressive fire, but as a radiant and calm sun. Imagine its golden rays spreading inward, traveling through the meridians like rivers of liquid light, nourishing each organ, warming your kidneys, strengthening your stomach, and filling your entire abdomen with a sense of strength and safety. Let the seal remain overnight. While you sleep, the combination of physical warmth, the energetic properties of the plants, and your focused intention will work in synergy. The soft, steady heat will penetrate the deepest layers, nourishing the Ming Men, dispersing stagnant cold, and strengthening the Wei Qi, your energetic armor. You don't need to do anything else. Just surrender to the process, trusting your body's innate wisdom to use that energy in the best possible way. In the morning, upon waking, before anything else, take a moment to connect with your center. Notice how you feel. Gently remove the seal, and before discarding the cotton, hold it for a moment and offer gratitude. Thank the spirit of the plants for their help. Thank your body for its incredible healing capacity, and thank this ancient wisdom for finding its way to you. Gratitude is the final seal of the ritual, an act that multiplies the benefits and aligns you with the frequency of abundance and well-being. This ritual, when practiced consistently, goes beyond the simple application of an ointment. It becomes an active meditation, an act of self-mastery, and a daily declaration that you are the guardian of your own temple. It teaches you to be proactive with your energy instead of reactive. You stop trying to fix the leaks after you already feel drained and instead learn to keep the main gate of your fortress well protected at all times. The transformation that follows is not magic. It's energetic science. By consistently nourishing your source of yang, you shift your internal constitution from cold and stagnant to warm and dynamic. And this internal shift inevitably reflects in your external reality, in the form of better health, more vitality, greater mental clarity, and an emotional resilience you may never have experienced before. Don't expect a miraculous transformation overnight. This is a process of rebalancing, and the changes happen gradually, in layers, beginning with the most obvious signs. One of the first things many people notice, sometimes even after the first night, is a significant improvement in sleep quality. That restless, fragmented sleep is replaced with the deeper, more restorative rest, as the nervous system calms down with the warmth at the body's center. Another almost immediate sign is the warming of the extremities. If you suffer from hands and feet that are always cold, even in warm weather, you'll notice they begin to feel warmer and have a healthier color. This is a clear indication that your inner fire has been reactivated and the circulation of blood and energy is being restored, reaching the farthest parts of your kingdom. The feeling of bloating and sluggish digestion also begins to ease as warmth strengthens digestive power. With continued practice, week after week, the effects deepen. Your immune system, which directly depends on yang energy to function, becomes more robust. You may notice that you're less susceptible to colds, flus, and other seasonal illnesses. Chronic pains, especially those related to cold and dampness, such as joint pain and intense menstrual cramps, may drastically decrease in intensity as the stagnant energy that caused the pain finally begins to move. You'll begin to feel more energized throughout the day, not the artificial, anxious energy of caffeine, but a calm and steady vitality that comes from within. A feeling of being more grounded, more centered. The little things that used to set you off start to lose their power over you. The turmoil of the outside world still exists, but it's as if you're in the eye of the storm, calm and stable, while chaos spins around you. But the deepest and most significant change is none of those. It can't be measured in a blood test or seen in the mirror. It's a change in your perception, in your awareness. You begin to feel viscerally that you are no longer a leaf in the wind, vulnerable to any passing energy. You begin to feel like the master of your own energy field, the guardian of your own temple, and that sense of sovereignty is what truly changes everything. It removes you from the role of victim of circumstances and puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. You stop merely reacting to the world and begin creating your reality from a strong and protected center of power. And that is the true essence of this ancestral knowledge. Becoming the guardian of your own center. The true magic of this ritual isn't in the cotton or the ointment. The magic is in the awareness it awakens within you. Each night, as you perform this simple act, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious. I am in control of my energy. I am the guardian of my sacred space. I choose what comes in and what stays out. This daily affirmation, made through a physical action, begins to reprogram your reality from the inside out. You stop being a passive victim of the energies around you, someone who comes home drained without knowing why. You become an active participant in managing your own vitality. That shift in mindset is the greatest protection there is. The awareness that you have a center of power and that you can actively protect and nourish it is what gives you sovereignty over your life. You realize your body isn't just a vehicle, it's a sacred temple. This simple act of placing cotton on your navel becomes a powerful ritual of self-awareness and self-love. It's a moment in your day when you pause and dedicate yourself to caring for your most fundamental energy. You are reconnecting with the wisdom that Thoth taught in the temples of Egypt, that Taoist masters practiced in the mountains of China, and that the samurai used to find their center of strength in Japan. You become part of that lineage. You're not just blocking negative energy in a mechanical way. You are reclaiming your personal power. You're telling the universe that you value yourself enough to protect your own light. And the universe always responds to that kind of declaration. When you treat yourself as sacred, the world begins to treat you that way too. People and situations that once drained your energy naturally begin to fade away because your vibrational frequency has changed. This practice teaches you to feel your own energy. You begin to notice when your center is strong and when it's vulnerable. You develop a sensitivity that allows you to identify environments and people that uplift you and those that drain you, and you start making more conscious choices to protect your well-being. You become your own master, the alchemist who knows how to keep your inner fire burning. And by becoming the guardian of your own center, you are not just healing yourself. You're becoming a beacon. A person who is energetically sovereign and centered radiates stability and strength, positively influencing everyone around them without saying a single word. You become living proof that the deepest wisdom is often the simplest. And by living that truth, you help keep this golden chain of knowledge alive. Now this ancestral knowledge, which traveled through millennia, whispered from master to disciple, is in your hands. It didn't survive because it was a myth or a superstition. It survived for one reason: because it works. It is pragmatic knowledge based on direct observation of human nature and the universal laws of energy. And now it's no longer a secret held in ancient texts. It is a practical tool you can use today. By trying this technique, you'll do more than just feel the benefits in your own body. You will become a living link in the golden chain that keeps this wisdom burning for the world. Every person who awakens to their own power and becomes the guardian of their energy helps raise the collective consciousness. You become proof that we are not helpless victims. but creative beings filled with immense inner strength. And if you've made it this far, if you've followed this journey from beginning to end, know that this is not a coincidence. It means your awareness is ready to reclaim your power. To seal our connection and declare your intention to the universe, leave a comment down below saying, "My center is a fortress of light." Each comment with this phrase creates a wave of energy that strengthens all of us. If this knowledge resonated with you and you feel called to help this channel grow in a more direct way, know that your support is deeply appreciated. In the first pinned comment, you'll find a link where you can contribute and become a direct supporter of our mission to share more content like this. Any help you can give is incredibly important to me and to the growth of the channel, allowing this chain of wisdom to reach even more people. But understand this, just the fact that you made it to the end of this video is already a huge help. Your attention and your time are your most precious gifts. If you can't contribute financially, you can still help immensely by sharing this video with someone you love and who needs to hear this message. And before you go, your journey doesn't have to end here. I've prepared a special video for you to take the next step, a piece of content that will take what we've talked about even deeper and show you how to apply it in an even more powerful way. So don't leave yet. Click the video that's appearing on your screen now and I'll meet you there. I'll see you on the other side.